What was that?
Virginia's for lovers. We're in Virginia.
That is bright.
That's bright.
We are in Yorktown, Virginia.
Yeah, and so the Revolutionary War ended here in Yorktown, and I have always loved learning about the Revolutionary War, but it's even more exciting because we've been listening to Hamilton, and I've been getting super into the Battle of Yorktown.
We can end this war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea.
And we're here.
We're at the American Revolution Museum, and we're excited.
So he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluent in French.
So the special exhibit here is all about Hamilton, like from the musical. So there's Eliza, and that's Aaron Burr, and this is a desk from Federal Hall in New York where he would have sat.
Why do you write like you're running out of time? Right day and night like you're running out of time.
This museum is really cool. I like how it's laid out. It kind of starts with the colonies, and it goes through the tensions that they were having with the British, and you know, with the Stamp Act and the things that led to the Revolution.
What's happening,
So
Brian?
apparently I have to pay a tax on certain paper items. I have a paper item, and so we need to pay this tax here. This shows that it's been paid for.
Cool. I want one of those.
And it goes through some of the key battles at the beginning, from Paul Revere and the Battle of Lexington Concord, all the way up through the Declaration of Independence and the Battle of Yorktown. This Declaration of Independence was printed in 1776.
Amazing condition.
Yeah, it's really well laid out. It's informative and interesting. A lot of it's interactive, and we're loving it. Oh, looks like I'm British. I have a feeling I'm winning. Yes! I think you got this one, Ace. You get it? Victory! You gonna write a letter? Whose journal is that?
I wish I had your command instead of man in George's journal.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
Can
do.
you see my scribbles?
It's in secret ink.
Yes, it is.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire? Leave the battlefield breathing Betsy Ross's.
Flash forward to the next day, and we are in Yorktown on the battlefield.
And I need to start wearing sunglasses.
And I broke mine, so neither one, yeah, sorry. So what's going on here?
This is the British inner defense line, so this is where they fought from.
So you can see the earthworks that they threw up all around us. This surrounds the city of Yorktown, and then there'd be little spots where you can have the cannons firing out at the Americans. So we are on this driving tour. You just go alphabetically. So we're gonna hop in here and go down to B. While we do, check out the visitor center that we just left, which is really cool. This is the original tent that George Washington used. Man, think about how loud it would be to fire a cannon inside of a ship, like in a room like this. So that's Lord Cornwallis, and that was the table that he used while he was here at Yorktown. Cool. Okay, so now we're at stop B, which is out here, the Grand French Battery. A was up here, we can see the British defenses there. But now, we're out here with these cannons. They're firing a couple thousand feet. So you can see where they're firing now. That hill way in the back right there was where we were just at. The French flag. We're driving forward now up to the second line of defense. So here's where the British are at. And we were at the second line here where the French battery is at, and now we've driven up and we're closer now. This is the second siege line. So you can see the French flag in between the trees back there. That was the first line of defense. Now we've moved forward and we're at the second Allied line. We're 360 yards away from Yorktown. So from this line, at just a couple hundred yards away from the British forces, the cannons are basically firing point blank and doing crazy damage. But we can't finish the line because there's 2 British redoubts way down at the end. A redoubt's like an outpost for the British forces. So we need to take those redoubts before we can complete the line and really complete the siege. This is redoubt 10, which is basically right on the river. That's the river through the trees over here. So who is here, East?
Hamilton was here, Washington was here, other people that we don't know as much about were here, but were super cool.
So we needed to take redoubt 10 to complete the line so we can circle the entire Yorktown. So Hamilton, under cover of night, took 400 American troops, took their bullets out of their guns. He was afraid that a stray shot would go off and alert the British that they were coming. So they came in here with unloaded weapons, and they came up and over the embankment here and took the entire redoubt in 10 minutes. So we controlled redoubt 10, and now the French had to take redoubt 9. The Americans in control of redoubt 10, the French took over redoubt 9 here. Much the same way, totally quiet. They came over, took it over in half an hour, and then we had this entire line completely around the British encampment so we can lay under siege and take them out. So with the American and French troops completely surrounding the British, Cornwallis and his army had nowhere to go. So after 3 days of fighting, Cornwallis asked for a ceasefire. They surrendered in that other building we just saw. This is the Moore House, where the 2 sides met to negotiate the surrender. And then they marched out to this field, and this is where they laid down their weapons and admitted defeat. So over here we have the Victory Monument. We're in Yorktown now. We are within the British camp, but we're excited. This is cool. The monument was actually authorized and approved by the Continental Congress back in 1781, which is so cool. They didn't actually build it for another 100 years, but the Continental Congress said they could do it. So this is Thomas Nelson's house, and when the British were here, they destroyed about 80% of the town, but this is one of the houses that remained. It was built in about 1730. It's interesting that they left this house standing because Nelson was one of the signers of the Declaration of Independence. He was a huge, huge patriot, so I would have thought that they would have destroyed this right away, but still stands. So that's it from Yorktown. We're gonna head up to Jamestown now, so see you over there.
Yorktown, 1781.
Monsieur Hamilton,
Monsieur Lafayette,
in command where you belong.
Are you saying no sweater? We're finally on the field, we've had quite a run.
Immigrants, we get the job done.
Take the bullets at your gun, the bullets at your gun. We move undercover and we move as one. Through the night we have one shot to live another day. We cannot let a stray gunshot keep us away. When we finally drive the British away, Lafayette is there waiting in Chesapeake Bay. How do we know that this plan would work? We had a spy on the inside. That's right, Hercules Mulligan!